Hello everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I'm just coming on live for our Bankable brand webinar. So as you guys come in, please feel free to enter your name in the comments. I want to know where you guys are coming from and all that good stuff. I will also be tracking the comments in the chat on my phone here. I have the webinar up there. So I will be tracking those as well. So let me know where you guys are from and what your names are and everything. And we will get started very shortly with the webinar. So the reason I decided to do this webinar is because as I'm coming up on my 4th year in business, I started to see that there were some trends and things that were necessary to help me and my clients to get to the next level. I like to call them pillars, which is why the name of this webinar is the 5 pillars of a bankable brand. I found that these are 5 things that you really must have to get ahead in business and really accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So that is what this webinar is all about. Tech-wise, I want to make absolutely sure that I'm live and everyone can hear me and all of that. So, like I said, I'm also tracking the webinar on my phone here. Yay! It looks like we are live. Excellent. Okay. So while we're doing that, I will just, again, be tracking the comments. Let me know where you guys are coming from and all that good stuff. So we are going to get into the content. I'm going to share my screen here real quick. Share. All right. You guys should be seeing the full webinar screen popping up here real quick. And I will make absolutely sure that that's happening on the live as well. Alrighty, guys, and I can still see everything that's going on in the chat as it's happening as well. Yay, looks like we are sharing. All right, guys, and we will have a Q&A and some some website critiques at the end of this, so I'm excited to do that as well. So the title of this webinar is the 5 pillars of a bankable brand. So you're in the right place if you're looking to build an online business from scratch. You want to increase your impact and profits in your existing business, or you just want to know what it takes to build a bankable business that replaces your 9-to-5 income. So I created this training. I'm coming up on my 4th year in business, and over the years, I've learned so many lessons of what it takes to create a successful business. So I went from being a 9-to-5er, no experience in web design at all, no clients or anything, to quitting my job in 6 months. And so in this training, I really want to explain to you what I did to make that happen and how you can do it too. Alrighty. So pillar 1 is all about mindset. And if you've been in online business for any time, you've heard this before, that mindset is so important for what you're going into your business with. This foundation of mindset is so big. And one of the biggest parts of it is focusing on your why. Why have you decided to go into this business? What does it do for you personally? Do you do this for others? Do you do it for yourself? What is your why? And what do you want your life to be like? So this is pretty important, I find, to really ask people, at the outset, what's your ideal day like? What do you want your life to be like? And what are the income goals and all that? As I say here, how much money do you want to make? And what would you have to do to make that? That's a good foundation for setting your pricing and the hours you want to work over the course of the day. So I encourage you to sit down and really think about these things and form your goals around these outcomes that you want. You're really designing your ideal life, basically. Continuing with this pillar, I want to talk about affirmations and staying high vibe. So I'm all about keeping positivity flowing into your ears, business-related things, and because they really help to keep you up and running when you can sometimes lose focus and things like that. So I listen to a lot of business podcasts, mindset books, YouTube affirmations, even especially when I started, where you just have words coming into your mind of positivity that really help to build you up. Even electronic affirmations. Alexa in my room, and if I say, Alexa, start my day, she'll start it with not just the weather and things like that, but she'll also have a $1 a month goal this month, or whatever my goal is that month. I have it set for her to say that on the wake up. So things like that are really important to me. And I also want to talk about these books here. Some of my favorite mindset books, the #1 is definitely The Big Leap here by Gay Hendricks. It's just a really awesome book for talking about limiting beliefs and upper limiting, as he calls it. So how you can really kind of leap past the limits that we have set for ourselves sometimes that we don't even know. And so it's a really great book for that. Think and Grow Rich is one of the classics. It's just a really good way to start kind of setting that business mindset, because it's different from the mindset that you may have had if you've been a 9-to-5er all your life or something like that. It's a different mindset. So it's a really great book for laying that foundation. So also in mindset, let's talk about gratitude. So daily journaling on what you're grateful for. I find that journaling is a really good way to clear your mind and also just get ideas out and all kinds of things like that. So daily journaling on what you're grateful for. One thing that I really like is the 5-minute journal, because it's set out for kind of a perfect setup for journaling for that day. You're writing the things that you're grateful for, you're writing the things that you would like to get done that day, and you can get it done in 5 minutes. So it's a really good way to break into journaling to start with. So I love that. Set electronic and paper reminders of your goals. So sometimes, like I said, I'll have my Alexa say things for my goals. I'll have notes or reminders and things on my iPhone just to kind of keep things hammered forward towards gratitude and towards your goals. And behave as if these goals are certain to happen. So I think sometimes we have to correct our language where we say things like, I hope I make this amount of money, or I hope I achieve this goal, and instead change it to, I will achieve this goal. And that little switch can mean the difference between this posture where you're just hoping for everything all the time and the posture where you're actually going out and doing it and making it happen as if it's a certainty, essentially. Be conscious and grateful of your bank balance. So I use an app called Digit for this, which I think there you go. I use an app called Digit for this, where it sends me my bank balance daily as a text message. It helps me to be continually conscious of the abundance that I have, and also just financially savvy, knowing how much money I have. It's a great app as well because it helps you save money. So it takes money out of your checking account, puts it into a savings on an automated basis. So that's really cool as well. The Lucky Bee app from Denise Duffield Thomas is another one where you basically log your profits. Every time you make money in your business, you log it on there, and it's calculating towards your monthly goal. It just allows you to continue to be very aware of the abundance that is coming into your life. So let's talk about pillar number 2, which is your ideal clients. I say this all the time on the calls that I have. It is so important to know who you are serving. Know this person really well. We want to put major thought into the kind of clients you want to serve, especially at the outset, because these factors determine the content you deliver, when and how you deliver it. So you have to think about this ideal person. Sometimes you even give them a name. This ideal person that you want to work with, what is their family situation like? What is their financial situation like? What are their pain points, the problems that they have, all those things. So the way you do that is by starting to do some research into your ideal client. And like I said, if possible, it could be a real person, which helps you do even more research. Sometimes this might be a client that you've worked with that was your favorite person to work with, that you want to work with more people like that. That's perfect for an ideal client. And start doing research into the words they use to describe their problems. What are the issues that they have, and how can you be the person to solve them? I also ask, where do they spend their time online? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook, Twitter, somewhere else? What are their dreams and aspirations? And like I said, most importantly, what are their pain points? Because that is going to be where you can come in and solve with what you do. So continuing with this pillar, how can you make products and services that are a breath of fresh air for your ideal clients? And that's where knowing your ideal clients comes in really well. And we're going to talk a little bit about offers and things like that. You want to create this service that feels like a relief for the pain point that your client has. You use their pain points within the copy to solve that $1 million problem. This is a phrase you hear a lot, which is like, what is a problem that someone would pay $1 million to solve? Now, not all of us solve $1 million problems, but you have your price point for whatever it is you do. What's the big problem that your ideal client has, and how can you solve that problem by really rolling the red carpet out for it? One of the best ways that this is described is by Bushra Azar, which, if you're on Facebook, if you're on social media, you may have heard of her. She's the persuasion copywriting queen. She talks about the dread to dream journey. So the idea that your ideal client, the lifestyle that they're in right now, is the dread stage for whatever reason. Maybe their whole life isn't dreadful, but they're in the dread stage right now when it comes to what you do. And you want to take them from the dread to the dream. And how can you get them there? Basically, you need to illustrate what this dread is like right now and illustrate what's on the other side of that, which is what you offer, which is the dream. At every price level, you should offer something that helps them get closer to that dream. So the way Bushra describes it is that maybe you have a product that helps them get 20% of the way to their dream. And then maybe you have a 50% product, and it goes onward and onward. So maybe your signature package is that 100% dream, gets them to the dream 100%. The higher the service, the more support you offer towards that dream, like I said. So pillar number 3, signature systems. I love systems. It's the best way, like I say here, to maximize your time and wow your clients with your professionalism, because you really want people to feel super taken care of with you, and systems help you do that seamlessly. So, and they also allow you to spend more time on money-making activities and not administration. So not worried about these emails going out, and not worried about, we'll go through specific systems, but they allow you to automate things so you're not spending so much time on administrative activities. So I talk here about a client acquisition system, and I would give a couple examples. I use 17 Hats for mine personally. A lot of people use Dubsado, and so I'm going to take you through the steps of what a client acquisition does, because this is basically how someone goes from wanting to contact you to becoming a paying client. So first it starts with the contact form, which is hosted in my 17 Hats. They receive a follow-up email that allows them to schedule on my calendar link, which I use Acuity scheduling for the calendar. Then they get on the phone with me for a consult call, and then I'm able to send them the invoice or the quote for the final service. So you can see how these steps go through, and everything that is done here has been packaged in my 17 Hats so that I don't have to make a move to make these things happen. They're automated. Now, when it comes to the invoice, I would choose to push a button to make it happen, but everything has been pre-filled out and created, so I don't have to spend a lot of time on that admin aspect. Here's another one. This is client onboarding. So let's say they paid and now it's time to work together. I personally use Asana for this. So we start with a welcome video. This is something that I've already recorded that is telling them, basically, welcome to this package. Here's a couple things you can expect. It's just a quick video, and it's a good way to get a personalized start. I might be asking them to fill out an intro questionnaire, and each person's business is different, but as a designer, I definitely need the intro questionnaire. Then a calendar link to schedule our first intensive call together. And then Asana is where people are able to share their images for the website with me, their copy, all that fun stuff. They're able to do that right in Asana. And then feedback and communication. So in Asana, we're able to chat back and forth about the project. They can tell me things they like and don't like. It's just a great way to keep in communication. So client onboarding is another signature system. Now let's talk about funnels. So what is a funnel? A funnel is a planned automated sequence of emails and content designed to grow subscribers and strategically turn them into paying clients. So if that sounds like a mouthful, I created this little diagram so I can explain to you what a funnel is. So starting at the very bottom of the funnel, this is people who do not know you at all. And we're trying to get them to be paying clients. So we're taking them through a sequence to get them to be that. So when they come in at the top here, we have new subscribers, leads. This is people who sign up for a freebie or something that you offer online in exchange for their email address. Then they become fans because they love the ebook you wrote, or they love the audio training you did. Whatever the freebie is, we want to turn them into fans because you provide so much value on this free item. Then they can become customers on a small scale. So maybe you have a product that is a low-cost, no-brainer product. This could be something anywhere between $9 and $97, something that is a small-scale product that shows them your quality, and it's the first time that they're actually opening their wallet to get something that you offer, basically. And then high-end sales is at the very bottom of the funnel. So this is like the sweet spot. This is where we want people to get to sign up for our signature packages, work with us one-on-one, and get the good stuff. So that is basically the idea of what a funnel is, and how exactly does it work to get people from not knowing you to buying from you. So like I said, here we have a free download or incentive in exchange for email address. I would design that in something like Canva. That subscription triggers 4 to 5 emails that send over several days. We call these funnel emails or email sequence, anything like that. So I included a couple pieces of software that people use to do this, like MailChimp, ConvertKit, Aweber. These are popular email service providers, and there are others as well. And the emails are pitching a specific product or service. So an example here, I have my course that is being pitched. This is a web design course. And over those 4 to 5 emails, I'm basically giving them a reason why they should purchase that course. The result is that you make sales on autopilot because none of this is anything that you have to flip a button to do. It has been set up and automated using the software like I explained here, using these pieces of software or systems. Now I want to talk about pillar 4, and I'm just going to grab a drink of water real quick. Alrighty, and guys, let me know if you have any questions or anything in the chat. I will be ready for you. Okay, pillar 4, visibility. So this pillar encompasses 2 things: how often you show up and how you look doing it. So I'm talking about 2 sides of things. It's basically quantity and quality. Establishing a visual brand is an important part of your consistency online. So when people see you, you want to have consistent colors, fonts, textures, and a consistent voice so that people start to recognize you and the quality you bring because it looks the same, it feels the same every time. I want to talk about the idea of a creative brief. So this is really the first step that I take with clients when we are planning their branding. So we talk about, how do you want your ideal client to feel? What colors, images, and textures reflect that? Pinterest is a really good place to start figuring that out and to establish consistent colors and fonts. And now I like to say, do not rack your brain about this, especially if you're DIYing it. The whole point is just to be consistent. And that's what visibility is about. So don't feel like you have to pick the perfect shade of pink, the perfect shade of chartreuse, whatever it is. You just want to pick your colors and stay consistent. Continuing with visibility, let's talk about your brand voice. So what's your personality? Are you playful, serious, adventurous? You want to be yourself, whatever it is, and be consistent. So you allow that personality burst to be reflected in your content and branding. When we talk about how often you show up, you want to decide where and choose a schedule and commit to it. So I like to say that come up with, maybe you're saying you want to live stream twice a week. Maybe it's just once a week to start off. Whatever it is, pick a schedule and stick to it. And I think a fun way to do that is have maybe like a Tech Tuesday or Mood Board Monday, whatever it is, days that you know you're going to be visible in those days all the time, and repeat new content every time you do it. So how do you come up with topics? I like to search Facebook groups and message boards for my topics. So you're looking for that ideal client, and you're looking for them to describe the problems that they have because they're online talking about it. And so your job is to find them and see what they're talking about and see how you can be a solution with the content that you create. So what kind of questions do people ask you personally? So with whatever expertise you have, I'm sure you might be getting messages, DMs, things like that. What are the questions that continually come up? Because those are going to be the things that become content ideas for you. So I like to tell my clients to brainstorm 30 content ideas based on your expertise. And I promise you, once you get rolling on these, more things start to come out. And you always just have to remember that you are many steps ahead of whoever your ideal client is. So that means that there are things that seem like everyday mundane things to you, but to your ideal client, they feel new and wow, I would love to learn how to do that. And so think about that when you're creating your content. With myself as a web designer, there are things I do in Photoshop or in Squarespace every single day that feel normal, everyday things. But there's people who would love to have a tutorial or something to learn how to do that. So remember that when you're creating your content. And offer free value. So live webinars like the one I'm on right now, it's a really great way to offer value to people and start forming that human connection because they get to hear you speak and ask questions and all that great stuff. Offer incentives to show up live, like laser coaching. I do website critiques, all those kinds of things so that you can get people to show up and ask you the questions in person. Free downloads. This is what we talked about, the PDF checklist. This is your freebie that people are getting in exchange for an email address. And decide what you want to be known as and deliver free value on that. So when we talk about positioning yourself as an expert and things like that, what do you want people to know you for? What do you want people to come to you for? And remember that that's what you're delivering content on, so that people can see that expertise online and associate you with that. So be consistent and you will be rewarded with raving fans. And this is so true. When I first got started, that was when Periscope was really big. And I made a commitment to Periscope, I believe it was 4 times a week. And that was really how I got my start. And it's honestly propelled me to this day, where doing those live streams on Periscope, coming up with content all week to put out there, it helped people start to see me as an expert in my field. So remember that, be consistent, and you will be rewarded with raving fans. So I want to talk about some of my clients who've been able to do these pillars and have success in their own business. So this is Kay Zulu. You may have seen her online. She is a business coach. She quit her 9-to-5. She worked with me for one-to-one web design and really talked about she was wowed by the entire process. We were able to take her brand to the next level, really give her that prestige and notoriety with Lux branding online. And that has helped her to leave her 9-to-5 and really create her dream business on her own. Let's go into pillar number 5, mentorship. So this is a big one. In entrepreneurship, the quest for growth never stops. So you've probably heard that your coach has a coach, or a lot of these people who make 6 figures and more already, they have someone who they work with in addition to that as a mentor. So every time you meet a goal, you want to push to the next one, really have that growth, because the complacency, I promise you, it will leave you stagnant. So a big part of this is investing in yourself with coaches and mentors and things like that. And there's nothing like having one-on-one support from someone who's done it before. That's really been what's helped me big time in that business. So the more time you spend in the DIY phase, the more DIY results you will get. And I have found that to be true. When you're just using freebies, free webinars, free PDFs, and really trying to navigate your way through this online business world, it can only get you so far. I like to say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, which is an African proverb. I love it. In this same vein, I want to talk about masterminding. So masterminding is a concept in that book, Think and Grow Rich, that I recommended earlier. And it's the idea that having people around you who are like-minded and kind of on a similar level in business, they're pushing to help you reach your goals, and they also keep you high-vibe and inspired. So it's pretty much having just a group of people to help cheer you on and also bounce ideas off and things like that. There are paid masterminds, and then there are also casual free ones like Facebook groups and things like that. So masterminds, they meet periodically, they talk about their business, offer feedback and all those kinds of things. And they also network, so they help people make connections with the individuals that they need to connect with. It's just, it's a really big part of kind of getting that support you need in business. So once you start, I also want to talk about support. So this is all about having other people with you and on your team. The solopreneur lifestyle can really get exhausting. So when you have your hands on everything, when you're doing everything, it can start to be a lot once the clients start coming in. So the Big Leap talks about working in your zone of genius. So this is the area where you thrive. This is the area where you do the best. And everyone has their own zone of genius. So sometimes when we're working outside of our zone of genius, that's what causes the exhaustion, basically. So if it's not in your zone of genius, hire someone else so they can do it right. A big example for me is accounting. Anything that has to do with accounting and taxes and things like that, it's like French to me. So I really like to outsource that out to an accountant. It saves me so much time and so much stress. That's a really big thing I like to outsource. So I like to say that money is energy. So when you invest it in yourself, you put that energy and value into your business. I truly believe that every investment I've made in my business has been worth it because of the energy that I put into my business. And there's been some things that I didn't love how they turned out, or I didn't love all the content I got in a course or things like that, but I've always truly felt that energy that I put in the business came back to me, and I made my investment back. So here are some ways that you can get support. There's virtual assistants who you can have someone in America who's an assistant, or a lot of times you can get people in the Philippines and things like that to help you with administrative tasks. Copywriters, really big. A lot of people DIY the copy on their website, and they just find that it's lackluster, or it makes the project go much more slowly because it's just not an area that they thrive in. Designers like myself, of course, someone to help you get all the visuals going and looking good on your website. And then accountants, like I said, that's a big one for myself personally. Another client I wanted to spotlight here, this is Crystal Lee from the Mama Ladder. She's also just started her second business, which is a copywriting business. And we worked with her on the Mama Ladder, and we're really able to create just a beautiful brand identity for her that they've been able to stretch, and they're now offering one-on-one retreats, doing some really awesome things with other moms who want to start their own business. And we had a really awesome experience, as you can see from what she said in the testimonial there. So in review, the bedrock of successful business success mindset, like I said, is something that you have to intentionally develop every day. You got to know your ideal client inside and out so that your offerings are solving their pain points. And try to automate out and hire as many tasks as possible so you can focus on money-making activities. And visuals are big in online business. Show up consistently and follow brand guidelines. So think to yourself, are you missing, now that we've gone through these 5 pillars, if you're missing, 2 or more of these, those really might be the things that are holding you back from moving forward and really accomplishing the goals that you want to accomplish in your business. And again, mentorship and support is key for reaching the next level. So what if I was to tell you that there is a service that allows you to check off all these pillars: mentorship, support, done for you, design, all of that, every step of the way? Well, I'd like to introduce Bankable Brilliance to you. This is a mentorship and design experience, and it's basically the elite done-for-you service that combines coaching, strategy, accountability, and all of it to build your profitable online business. So I like to call it a Lux business in a box. So I want to tell you a little bit about it today, guys. This experience is for entrepreneurs who are ready to stop fidgeting with DIY, start making money. People who are looking for one-on-one support from a coach who's done it before, and people who want to start working in their zone of genius while I take care of the rest. So I want to go over some things that it includes. On the branding side of things, it includes the visuals to get you noticed and remembered. So you've got the full branding and logo design for your brand, customized to the aesthetic that we determine is best for your ideal client. The personalized style guide so that you're able to stay consistent online with everything that you do. Social media branding collection. So this is all the covers for your Facebook cover and all those things. And then 3 editable social media templates. So these are basically things that you will be able to reuse online. Let's say quote templates, client spotlight templates, Tip Tuesday, all things like that. Basically editable social media templates that will be in Canva for you to be able to edit and make new every single week. On the web design side of things, you get a Lux online presence to match. So you get the custom design mobile responsive website. You get the email automation funnel set up. So we talked about your funnel that gets people from not knowing who you are to being full paying clients. You get that fully done for you and set up. And then freebie design or video edit. So I will also design the freebie or edit the video that your freebie is. So some people's freebies are PDFs or video trainings or audio trainings, whatever it is, I will put that together for you once you give me the actual written content of it. So for the coaching side of things, this is the strategy you need for your bankable business. You'll get a 90-minute intensive session, which will lay the foundation for your brand clarity and all that. And then you also get 6 bi-weekly 45-minute coaching sessions. So this is a 3-month program where we're meeting bi-weekly, and then you also have unlimited email support and accountability from me all along the way. So I want to show you a couple things that we'll cover over the course of those 6 months. So starting with the millionaire mindset, and you'll notice that these things start to repeat with the pillars because I molded this entire package around these 5 pillars. So module 1, the millionaire mindset. This is basically like we talked about, having that mindset in place is going to help you reach the success and the goals that you want to reach. Your dream clients. So there we're talking about, again, we're talking about those ideal clients and basically what they need and how we're going to deliver that to them. We get into marketing and messaging. We get into list building, so getting that email list up, and irresistible offers. We talk about what your services are going to be and how we can create those to be a weight off the shoulders of your ideal client. And lastly, signature systems. So how we get it all automated so that you are not finding yourself stressed out and busy from having your hands on everything in business. So we want to make sure we automate everything that we possibly can. So, but wait, there are more bonuses here. Bonus number 1 is that I will have your web copy written by a professional copywriter. So over my years in business, I have found that the biggest challenge for clients is providing copy to me for the website, because they just don't really necessarily know how to put together in words everything that they want to say and make it be words that sell, essentially. So I will hire out a copy pro who will put your business into words that sell. So that's bonus number 1. And bonus number 2 is a promo video edited with your footage and images. So this is another big one. I have a background in television and news. That's what I used to do before I was a designer. So I do have the video editing expertise to be able to create a promo video for you using your image and footage. So that is bonus number 2. So here's what you get. You get the Lux website, full branding suite, so that your visuals are professional and on point. You get the coaching and strategy to capitalize on this new website. And you get 3 months of support and accountability to reach your goals. And I'm kind of just putting how much these would be worth if you bought these individually from me. You also get, in the bonuses, you get the professional web copy, and you get the brand promo video edit. So the total value of that is $14,897, so nearly $15,000 if you were to get all these things separately and do them yourself. But today, you can join Bankable Brilliance for only $7,500. That's the total price for this entire branding, web design, and coaching suite. But wait, if you apply in the next 72 hours, you will get a $500 discount. So the price would end up being $6,995 for Bankable Brilliance today. So this is the elite done-for-you service that you've been looking for. And I created this to surpass the typical web design because I'm giving you the guidance on how to use this website. And then it also surpasses the typical coaching package because I'm not leaving you out there to do the tech and the writing for yourself. So I only work with 2 clients a month. I'm on a mission to provide my Lux clients with this top-notch one-on-one services. So I only work with 2 Bankable clients a month, and that means space is limited. So there's only 1 space available for this month, and next month there will be 2 spaces available for Bankable Brilliance. So I would love for you to apply for a complimentary Bankable Brilliance session. You will see a button beneath this video here where you can apply for a session. We can get on the phone and see if this is a good fit for you, see if we're a good fit for each other and all that good stuff. So check out the button below and tell me what you think. And in the meantime, does anyone have any questions about the content I put together today or about Bankable Brilliance or any of that? Let me know. And you guys can just enter in the chat if you have any questions or anything. And also, if you would like to enter your website in the chat for a critique, I will do those as well. So in the meantime, I'm going to hop back on the screen here. Hello. Hi, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I was really happy to share that with you guys. I've been waiting to kind of pull all this together because, like I said, these trends have really started to come forward to me as I've been in business over the past 4 years. These are the things that I've helped my clients to do to start the businesses of their dreams and how I've done it for myself as well. So I find that these 5 pillars are really vital. And if you are seeing that maybe you are missing some of these pillars, I would love to be able to help you in that journey. So like I said, check out Bankable Brilliance. I'd love to have you in. 1 spot available next month and 2 spots available next month. So click the button below. Let's see if we can get you in here. Let's get you on the phone and we can have a chat about Bankable Brilliance. I'd love to chat with you guys about it. I'm just going to check the chat real quick to check and see if anyone's saying anything. All right. All right. So in the meantime, appreciate you guys coming on to the webinar. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for being here. Bye.